You are welcome to today's episode of Formula for Everyday with the Formula Law.
Hi, welcome to Formula for Everyday. I am your host, Lawrence Nkwacha, the Formula Law. So today is the 28th day of February, which also happens to be the last day of February 2021, and I'm so happy to have you on the first episode of this podcast, Formula for Everyday in 2021. Today is a Sunday special, and it's going to be a very special topic that I'll be discussing about, which is discovering your voice as a person. It's very important for us to know that our voices or our unique personalities are very important in the world today. So irrespective of how loud we've been hearing people all around social media and other media platforms, you see a lot of people are saying a lot of things. I want you to know that you as an individual, you as a person, your voice is also very significant and relevant to the improvement of your world and the world around you. Alright, so it's very important for you to also know that whenever you want to start a major contribution to society, it requires you to make adequate preparation on how you can achieve whatever it is you want to achieve in society. I've been reading some books recently. Actually some years back I read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. It's a very nice book. I presume some of us must have read it, but if you have not read it, it's a book I will recommend for you because it's a very wonderful read, especially for young people who want to be effective in their society. So recently I discovered a new book he wrote. It's not actually new, but I discovered it recently. It's The 8th Habit, and it has actually inspired this particular episode of Formula for Everyday. So I'm going to be saying some few things that I've learned from the book, and I'm going to be sharing it with you. So if you can have access to the book, I also recommend that you read The 8th Habit.
You are still listening to Formula for Everyday with the Formula Law. Stay tuned.
So your voice is a very unique sound of hope. It's a unique voice of intelligence. It's boundless, it's resistant in nature, and it has a unique form of potential. Your voice is different. Now, I want you to know that a lot of people get inspired by you as a person. You inspire an average of 100 people around you, because as you carry on your daily activities, a lot of people get inspired even by your process of how you get things done, how perhaps you come out from obscurity to become a public figure. A lot of people get inspired by you, but some of us have not still discovered our unique voice within. We've not been able to explore those things that makes us unique as people, so it's very difficult for us to inspire the world around us. In simple terms, your voice is your unique personal significance. That unique personal significance that makes you unique. So your voice is often revealed in very trying times. Like around the world there is serious crisis from virus, which has resulted in economic crisis and so many other crises around the world, which is very disturbing. If you're a Nigerian listening to this, Nigeria too has been facing a lot of crisis around. So it is in times like this that the uniqueness of your voice is much needed, and it's revealed in very trying times like this. So there are 4 components of your voice. In the process of discovering your voice, there are 4 components that you have to recognize in order to be able to understand the journey of discovering your voice. So first of all, as I've said earlier on, your voice is not what you hear me. Like, you can actually hear my voice over this podcast. That's why the podcast is actually possible. You hear some people and they have very nice voice. Yes, that's actually the literal meaning of voice, but the voice I'm trying to imply on this podcast series is your uniqueness as a person. What way can you improve the world around you? In what way can you contribute significantly to the world around you? There are 4 basic components that can stir up the discovery of your voice as a person. And first of all is your talent. Your talent. What are the things you do that you are able to deliver gracefully? Yes, I know some people will say you have grace for this. Yes, you do it gracefully, you do it without so much effort. It is your natural strength and your gifts. So your talent is a very important part of your voice. Then secondly, your passion. What are you so passionate about? What are the things that actually give you extreme excitement and energize you in very remarkable ways to be able to motivate and inspire you to achieve great feats? So your passion is also very important. I said one is your talent, secondly is your passion. Then the next thing is the need. What is the need on ground? What is the need in the world around you? A very great need, as I've mentioned earlier on, is due to the pandemic. There is a lot of depression around the world. What can you be able to do to actually alleviate the depression? There's a lot of poverty around the world. What can you be able to do to alleviate the poverty? What are your skills? What are your talents? What have you been doing over time? What knowledge do you think you can contribute to the society around you that is going to bring in a positive impact to be able to meet the need that is on ground currently? Then the next component that would help you discover your voice is your conscience. So your conscience is knowing the right from wrong and knowing what's the difference between good and evil, right? So the four components: your talent, your passion, the need on ground, and your conscience. So these components are very important for you to be able to discover your voice as a person. I want you to know that we are all unique in our own ways. No matter how loud others may have gone ahead of you, you are a unique personality. Now, our world is very obsessed with so much result, but I want you to know that you have a very significant contribution that you can give to your world.
You are still listening to Formula for Every Day with the Formula Law. Stay tuned.
The very big mistakes that starters often make is that we want to speak to thousands of people, want to speak to millions of people. You want your IG to have the Ks, like 250k, 300k, 1M. Do you understand? We want to speak to a large crowd when we have not mastered speaking to a few people. It's what our society has actually impressed on us. We're obsessed with so much result. But the truth about it is that you need to learn how to impact the few people. In fact, impact is greatly felt in smaller groups. Yes, you should try to expand your cycle of influence, but I want you to know that even if your circle of influence is small, which I believe every single person has a small circle of influence, if you're able to be faithful in order to impact your small circle of influence very effectively, then it will be easier for you to expand your circle of influence and create a much larger impact. Now, one of the easiest way to discover your voice as a person, I've discovered this formula over time and I've tried to continue replicating it in other people and continue replicating it as I go on in life. One of the most important ways to discover your voice as a person is to learn how to inspire other people. You learn how to teach other people whatever it is that you know, or whatever it is you know that you think will be significant to the world around you. As you teach other people, you have this there is this outburst of passion that generally drives you towards the discovery of your uniqueness and your voice as a person. And I want you to know that nobody figures it out in the beginning. Sincerely, even the experts that come to tell you need to have a clear, they keep using this word clear. Yes, clarity is very important to achievement of purpose in life. But I want you to know that most times when starting out, there is no full clarity. What is important at first is that you know your talent. That's you know all the things you are good at. Secondly, you know what really excites you. Thirdly, you know the need on ground that you actually want to meet. And fourthly, you have a conscience. That's the good from evil. Once you have these four things, then just look for something and do it with the whole of your heart. Even there's a biblical script that says whatever your hand finds doing, you should do it with the whole of your heart. Now, voice as it is, voice and vision evolves over time. It evolves over time. It's something that in course of your life, you find out that it's changing, not because it's changing purpose, but it's just drawing you towards your actual purpose in life. So be very courageous to step out there. If there is something you've done for so long, like you've done for 5 years, 10 years, 8 years, you should express it to the world, provided you know that you are very good at it, you know that you have a great passion about it, there is a great need on ground that whatever it is you are putting out there can actually solve, and you have conscience that whatever you are doing is right. You need to put it out there, because somebody's waiting to get inspired by the things that you do. Somebody's waiting to get inspired by your process. Somebody's waiting to get inspired by your voice. Yes, you need to put it out there. The world is waiting for your manifestation as a person. So all these things keep evolving. Now you see that even the evil in the world keeps increasing, and as the evil in the world keeps increasing, that's why we need good people like you to also increase the good in the world, because it is good that neutralizes evil. So in order for the world to become a better place, as the evil in the world keeps increasing, then we also as individuals need to also keep increasing the good in us.
You are still listening to Formula for Every Day with the Formula Law. Stay tuned.
So with this, we've come to the end of today's episode of Formula for Every Day. I would like you to join me on the next episode, which will be coming up in March. It's going to be on Tuesday by the special grace of God, and I promise that I'm going to be featuring some very unique personalities and some unique voices on this podcast. I remain your humble host, Lawrence Nkwocha. This is Formula for Every Day. Bye from now.
This podcast holds every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Thank you for listening to today's Roadside. Hope you learned something new. I would like you to join in on the next episode.